All right. Thank you, everyone. I think when Brother Peter asked that I would maybe say something at the start of the meeting, I immediately thought of the other sessions we've had. I think each session I have one particular question I ask each time. How does this help us move forward as a people? How does this help us move forward as a people? I know today's topic is a controversial one, a one that is, we've not seen before. We've had different topics, but I think this one really hits home. And we've seen recent videos of, activities back in the village and things that are related. So I think this is very crucial. It's very important to us all. So what I implore is that we all come with an open mind, ready to learn. Imagine that the chief whip was coming around and giving drinks, and everybody has their glass, and you have yours with water. What happens is that when he comes, he will not be able to pour any water inside there because you already have water. So I'm hoping that we come with empty glasses and let God fill it, and that we can take a drink. And as we rub shoulders here, we have people who have researched, people who are coming with a lot of experience, and we are all ready to learn here today. And so I won't take a lot of time. Trust that all of us come with open minds and ready to learn, and that we can move the needle from now going forward. So may God bless everyone as we are here together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Edwin. This time I will call on Edison to present the first speaker, who is Reverend Koyoh. Edison, go ahead, please.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Mbum, as you must have seen from our posters, Reverend Koyoh has researched on witchcraft in Mbumland. He is an author of a book on this subject. Apart from his religious background, he has gone a step further, not only because he is in touch with our populations back home by virtue of his profession, but he has also taken time to research on this controversial topic. So we will be listening to him for the first 10 minutes to give us an expose before the other panelists come in. Reverend, we have the privilege to have you with us. You're welcome. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edison, and good evening, everyone who is connected on this platform. I am giving special greetings to all the Mbum people from Mbunse to Pungi, and from Tudi to Lasin, and all the Mbum people dotted all over the world. I am to give a presentation that gives us a historical background to the struggles of the Mbum people in combating witchcraft on the land. Am I being gotten by the people?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We are handling the topic that has been announced, witchcraft in the Mbumland, myth or reality. And I will go ahead to give us a historical background on the efforts, on the abortive efforts by the Mbum people over the years to overcome the menace of witchcraft. The Mbum people, just like most other African communities, even found incoming of Christianity in the Mbumland. The Mbum man from African traditional religions had known that witchcraft is a menace. We call it in Limbum, which literally means darkness. It is called darkness because what takes place within the realm of witchcraft is all about bad works, evil works that offers no good to the community and to mankind. So we call it, which means darkness. The Mbum people have wrestled with this menace called witchcraft. Witchcraft is an evil spirit that that works in those who have that spirit to frustrate the works of God in the world. Witchcraft fights against the works of God in the world anywhere. It is one of the subordinate spirits to Satan who controls the kingdom of darkness. And some Mbum people have struggled over the years to combat this in vain. The first attempt that history can provide to us, oral history can provide to us, made by the Mbum people to overcome witchcraft, is called Nchangang. The Nchangang was a magical act in which a herbalist or a witch doctor would come with water in a bowl in which he or she would be able to see suspected witches or wizards, and then would butcher them. And according to him or her, they would die once butchered in the bowl. This went on, and the Mbum people trusted and believed in it until in the Mbum community came Dengu. Dengu was a practice, a practice that took place in a village called Ngu, here in Ndu subdivision, in which a witch doctor would harvest some barks of trees. That bark of trees was called Ngu. After being harvested, it was boiled, and it was done on a day of the week called Ndu. And then all those suspected of witchcraft would stream to a now called Mangu village and be asked to drink that concoction. It was once you drink it, you will be free, or you will declare whether you are a witch, a wizard, or not. And anyone who refused to drink it was beaten off and maltreated as a witch or a wizard. It was controversial because the church refused people from going there. But the community pointed fingers to those who refused to go and accused them that that is evidence that they were witches or wizards. After some time, the drinking of Ngu became futile. It is important to note that till today, that village gained its name, Mangu, from that magical act of drinking the boiled leaves called Ngu. That proved a failure over the years. And after the Ngu came the Malam Murikum. Malam Murikum was somebody who was a Muslim. This man emerged in Mumland and claimed to be the final say to the problem of witchcraft. And he claimed to diagnose all names of witches in the community could read and voice out. The people believed it, and any name he uttered from his mouth, it was believed that that person was a witch or a wizard. After some time, this man became nothing but a Confucianist in the community. So the Mbum people lost trust in Malam Murikum. And after some time, when he faced off the scene, came the 3-Cup Cafe. The 3-Cup Cafe was a practice that took place somewhere around Lasin towards Noni subdivision. And the Mbum people went there in their numbers from all over Cameroon and even beyond. When you go there, you will drop a 200 francs coin, and then a concoction boiled from a boiling pot will be given you and you will drink. This went on and on and on until finally it proved a failure as well. The failure of the 3-Cup Cafe gave room to a period of an interval of silence. And after some time, one man called Michael of Mba. This Michael came out in a village called Mba, and he claimed that he could cure every woman accused of witchcraft. Special attention to women who were able to deliver children. It didn't long. It was clear that Michael was by sleeping with many women who came for help. After the failure of Michael of Mbum, was Shelipa. This man was called She, and he came out in a village, and any person suspected of witchcraft was brought to She, and She will spank him, and very noisily, and the emergence of the noise from the spank led to his name, Shelipa. This went on and on. It was merely nothing but a deceit on the population. After Shelipa came the Yombo. The Yombo was another person who came up after Shelipa and deceived many that he could cure witchcraft. Whatever form he used, we were not able to rule out clearly what he did. But then, it was not so long when people discovered that Yombo could not deliver them from the menace of witchcraft. There was a long interval of silence, and people struggled with the issue of witchcraft in their families, in their extended homes and families. And then after some time, around the early 2000, year 2000, a woman emerged in Binju in Kambe subdivision. And this lady called herself Ajara. And so the Ajara emerged at Binju, and they started cooking some concoction again. And the people heard of it, the Mbum people heard of it, came into Binju from every nook and cranny of the country, and even beyond. Ajara would cook these concoctions and you drink. And if you drink it and collapse, that will be a sign that you are guilty of witchcraft. Anyone who drank it and did not collapse or did not fall, that was a sign that he or she was not a witch or a wizard. This went on and on and on until Ajara died a natural death. Now, after the disappearance of Ajara from the Mbum land, there was a long. After now, we have been noticing a new trend in the effort to combat witchcraft in the Mbum land, and this is so evident in the churches. The mushroom churches that are popping up, many men of God in single quotes claim to see witches and wizards and diagnose it and treat it. That claim is so general and is cutting across the globe, especially in Africa. And so we are noticing that from time to time, the prayer session will be going on. The man of God will act like a coach or a referee and call people to silence and say he is seeing a witch or a wizard in the congregation, and go ahead to point out somebody and begin to name who, 1, 2, or 3 people in the family who are those causing that. This has been going on and on and on. But then, before this, there was another attempt by the Mbum people to combat witchcraft through Ngwarong. Ngwarong is the principal male secret society in the Mbum land, and it is an embodiment of the Fawn's powers. It is this cult alone that crowns the Fawn and can dethrone him if need be. It is composed of 7 to 10 custodian hereditary members who occupy graded positions with the Fawn at the helm. Now, what happens is that even till today, actually it used to take place, when somebody was accused of witchcraft, that person would be sent to the Ngwarong secret society. In the years, that person would be hanged to death or beaten to death. But with the emergence of human rights regulations, social welfare, and all of that, that practice has faded away. But the Ngwarong society still exists. And in some cases, when somebody is accused of witchcraft, they would be the one who beat the person and usher the person off the land with a bamboo in their hand. And the implication of that is that the person will wander off the land silently and miserably until he or she dies off away from the land. Apparently, when you look carefully the way the Mbum man has been trying to handle. Hello.
Okay, well,
hello. 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 Hello.
Yes, we are hearing you, Reverend. Go ahead. You have a few more minutes to wrap up. Thank you.
Okay, I got lost. I didn't know where I went off the line and at what point. So
yeah, you were talking about Waro,
who
who gives the bamboo.
Okay, I was talking about Warong, and I was saying that the Mbum people who were accused of witchcraft in the yesteryears used to be sent to the Warong secret society. And most often they would either hang the person to death or they would beat the person to death. Or they would beat you off the land as it's obtained in some limited situations today. They beat you off the land and give you a bamboo as a walking stick that you walk your way off the land until you wander off and die. Apparently, from the way the Mbum man has been treating issues of witchcraft, it is clear that most often those who are accused of witchcraft are widows, are the voiceless in the communities, are the old and miserable who cannot speak for themselves. It is true that witchcraft exists. It is an evil power. But is that witchcraft is an evil power that can be answerable to the Holy Spirit of God. In other words, it is only the Holy Spirit of God and the power of God that can suppress and combat the menace of witchcraft in the Mbum land. And this can only take place through the church. Sorcerers are themselves witches and wizards, because every sorcerer is a witch or a wizard. But not all witches or wizards are sorcerers. And they use that evil spirit in them to manipulate and do things supernaturally to deceive people and get credit for themselves. In a nutshell, that is what I have gathered as the historical background to the subject of witchcraft. And at this moment, I want to hand the floor to the rest of the speakers to cue in from where I have ended. Thank you very much.